Hello, 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 and welcome to Daunting Energy Presents numero 14 for today. Thank you for your patience while we get all set up. Hopefully green screen's looking good and I am sounding good as well. Thank you very much for joining me. It is an honor and pleasure as always. We meet to honor the present moment. Each session or class or whatever you want to call them is approximately 20 minutes. It can sometimes go up to 30 minutes, oftentimes does. It consists of a warm-up and then a kind of topic of discussion, then a guided meditation in relation to the topic, and then finally some parting words of wisdom. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. First up activity is tune in and tune up. So what we do is just any form of expressive movement. It could be shaking, tapping, dancing, anything that feels right to you, while we introduce today's topic. Stimulus. May I allow stimulus? May I appreciate stimulus? And may I understand stimulus? May I let go of stimulus? May I allow, appreciate, understand, let go. May I allow, appreciate, understand, let go. Allow, appreciate, understand, let go of stimulus. I hope we enjoyed that little introduction. Again, no right way, no wrong way, anything that feels good. Just kind of shake us up, get us into the present moment from whatever we were doing just moments before. And now, our valuable reminder, the real meditation is how you live your life. Some wise words, perhaps to live by. Stimulus. What is stimulus? Well, one definition of stimulus is thing or event that evokes reaction. One definition, or one way to define stimulus, is a thing or event that evokes a reaction. Another definition, an interesting and exciting quality. One way to define a stimulus as an interesting and exciting quality. Why do we care about stimulus? Well, for one thing, it can help us gain understanding. We can begin to look into causes and conditions that perhaps give us some, I'm trying not to say understanding again, provide us with some understanding. It can also provide insight by regarding or investigating the stimulus. We can begin to perhaps become more aware or gain more clarity into seeing life as it really is. Our lives. And finally, awareness. By beginning to investigate stimulus, we can begin to also grow and gain in our awareness. How do we practice stimuli? Well, one great way is meditation. You will be filled with stimulus. Another great way to practice and understand stimulus is to slow down. Slow it down. Good way to look at the stimuli in life. And another great way to understand stimulus is to put into action. Doing. Profound way to understand, use, practice stimulus. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth, in our freedom. This is, I believe, a paraphrase of an actual quote by Viktor Frankl. It's the essence of one of his quotes. Beautiful. So let's begin to get into our meditation. Our guided meditative portion. First, begin by finding a comfortable meditative position, whatever that means for you. Your position or posture, in and of itself, may be the object of your meditation. In that regard, it may be very important. Let's first begin by seeing if we can turn towards accept and allow and see life as it is right now. Tuning into our visual senses and our auditory senses, whatever we hear. And tactile, what are we touching, feeling? Olfactory, what are we smelling up to? And I don't know taste, but whatever we're tasting. Good. Getting a sense of our self in space, our orientation, and perhaps beginning to turn inward. Getting a sense for our inner senses. And as we continue to turn inward, now is a good opportunity, if you would like to do so, to gently close your eyes or find a gentle, fixed gaze. Good. Let's first begin with our foundation, our breath. Simply begin paying attention to the breath. Anything we may notice in the breath. Perhaps noticing wherever we feel the breath the most. Now feeling the cycles of breath. The in-breath, the out-breath, stillness. And as we continue and maintain some sense of the breath, let's also bring into our conscious awareness, introducing stimulus. Whatever stimulus is for you. There is no right stimulus or wrong stimulus. Simply bringing into your conscious awareness stimulus. And as we do so, begin also melding stimulus with the breath. The stimulus of the breath of stimulus, stimulus and the breath, no breath, no stimulus. Good. And let's continue expanding our conscious awareness from our breath throughout our body. Perhaps starting at the top of our head, scanning down, noticing any tension in our face, and our neck, our shoulders, our jaws, our arms and upper back, upper arms down to our elbows, all the way down through our fingertips, perhaps coming back up to our chest, around into our bellies, and lower backs, feeling any points of contact, our legs, lower legs, down to our feet and toes, feeling from our toes to the tips of our fingers up to our head, and back down, feeling as much as our body as we are able. Good. Let's next begin to overlay stimulus with the body, finding the stimulus of the body of stimulus, stimulus and the body, no body, no stimulus. Wonderful. And we'll continue to expand our conscious awareness from our physical, bodily feelings to any feelings we may be feeling at all. Sensations, experiences, emotions, perceptions. Expanding to them now and allowing anything we may be feeling. Acknowledging, accepting, appreciating. Perhaps if we were feeling any difficulty or challenge now, turning towards with an allowance and acceptance, and maybe even a loving kindness. And as we continue to allow ourselves to feel, let's begin to feel stimulus. Feel into stimulus. Feel the stimulus in you. Feel through the stimulus. Feel to the stimulus. Good. And now, taking a moment and perhaps recognizing and appreciating how our feelings have changed from one moment to the next. Good. Let's next begin by observing the mind. Noticing any characteristics of the mind. Perhaps the volume, the speed, the weight, the fluidity, the movement. Any characteristics of the mind that you may be able to observe. Who is the higher self that observes the mind? Maybe it's just as if a mirror reflecting in on it. Good. Now using that amazing and powerful mind let's bring to mind, in the greatest detail we can, stimulus. Stimulus in all of its details. The micro, the macro, the surroundings, the parts. Any and all details. Anything at all. Your greatest imaginative capabilities. Stimulus. Good. And now, let's do something different. Let's take stimulus, and we may start with our own experiences, and all the stimulus we have ever experienced in the past, currently experiencing in the present, or may experience in the future, present moments. All the stimulus in the universe, all the stimulus that ever has been or ever will be in the present moment. All of the universe of stimulus, interconnected, infinitely complex, yet unified under its one true nature of stimulus. Good. And now, just as we brought stimulus into our conscious awareness, too shall we let it fade. Let it go and fade to nothing. Stimulus to nothing. Nothing. And we'll conclude our practice, the loving kindness practice. Let's first begin by bringing to our conscious awareness an object or entity to connect with and care with very easily. Bringing it to conscious awareness, offering it love and kindness in any way, shape, or form. Good. And next, bringing ourselves to conscious awareness, bathing ourselves, showering ourselves, appreciating ourselves with love and kindness. In any way, shape, or form. Good. And now, bring into conscious awareness someone who has helped you recently. Bringing them, offering them, appreciating them, love and kindness in any way. Good. And now, bring into conscious awareness a person, situation, or anything at all that you know is experiencing difficulty or challenge or suffering, and bringing them to conscious awareness and offering love and kindness in any way, shape, or form. Good. And continuing, now bring into conscious awareness someone you connect with very deeply, very profoundly, and offering them phrases and forms of loving kindness in any way. And finally, bringing into your conscious awareness someone who positively influences your life, but you would not else otherwise think of. Now is a time and an opportunity to honor them, sending them love and kindness in any way. Good. So a plethora and bounty of experiences may have arisen throughout this session, this meditation, moment to moment. May we continue to turn towards any and all moments just as we did, with allowance and acceptance and appreciation, and an honest attempt to seeing the world as it is and appreciating it just for that. So let's begin to bring ourselves back again into our surroundings, to our rooms, into our spaces, again into our bodies and breath, and feeling ourselves grounded once again. Perhaps finding some gentle movement in the extremities of the shoulders and neck, and thanking ourselves for taking the time to honor ourselves in the present moment. Thank you. And now, for some parting wisdom. A merchant bearing 50 rolls of cotton goods on his shoulders stopped to rest from the heat of the day beneath a shelter where a large stone Buddha was standing. There he fell asleep, and when he awoke, his goods had disappeared. He immediately reported the matter to the police. A judge named Okwa opened court to investigate. The stone Buddha must have stolen the goods, concluded the judge. He is supposed to care for the welfare of the people, but he has failed to perform his holy duty. Arrest him. The police arrested the stone Buddha and carried it out to court. A noisy crowd followed the statue, curious to learn what kind of sentence the judge was about to impose. When Uoka appeared on the bench, he rebuked the boisterous audience. What right have you people to appear before the court laughing and